How's it, guys? So this is part 2 of oil baffle oil problems. So I just want to show you the difference we've got with the GE and the GTE oil pump configuration or cooling systems, and then I'll continue showing you the hassles that I've got with the oiling or the oil pressure dropping. It seems like we've reverse engineered and gone back all the way to OEM stuff. In any case, let me just flip the camera over here. Alright, so I'm busy. That's the 1JZ block I'm deburring. Just looking at this oil filter setup that they've got going here. The oil comes through from the block, and it's also set up at an angle. I don't know if you could see that, but in any case, so they've got, obviously it's got a little bit of an angle, and then it goes through into the oil filter, makes a UE, comes back. It's got this diaphragm here that it has to push through. Once it pushes through there, obviously pushes onto this flat portion, goes through the little hole, swirls back around the other way, then goes into the block. So there's a lot of little restrictions that's causing the GE to obviously not have any oil issue problems. So let's just head over here. I'll show you what I'm busy doing with this head, flowing it a bit. So looking at this system, the OEM system, so basically the oil gets pumped in here. This bolt has got a couple of holes, so it basically, let's just put this like down there. So it basically flows into the bolt, hits a dead end, comes back, goes into the 90 degree over the side, goes up into the oil filter, does the same story on the top, makes a UE, come back down, hits another 90 degrees, hits another 90, and comes back out into the opening, finds the hole, goes back. So the system I tried to put on to the JZ block was a straight system. Let me just go here quick and show you. So on the block, basically what I did was I made a little spacer. We basically screwed it in. Alright, filter just bolts on straight, oil comes out, makes a UE, goes back in. Alright, that didn't work. On the dyno it was fine, but problem was once I took it for the road, we got issues on it. Also, we'll jump to the logs now and go and check that out. Put a little spacer in there. It did improve it, but the problem was still sucks the sump dry. Let's go back over here. So, you know, looking at this system, I don't think Toyota designed this to keep any oil cool. It was just basically to put enough back pressure so your system doesn't suck the sump dry. So included in that, so once the oil goes through there, this is what this soak looks like. You got all the plates sandwiched together. Basically, oil goes in, sandwiches twice through this side and that side, comes back, and that's where the issue is on that. I want to show you now a sandwich plate quickly. Let me just quickly pause. Alright, there's a sandwich plate. So, you know, I phoned around a couple of guys, said, listen guys, what's the issue here? Why am I having these problems? So basically the sandwich plate also, some guys don't have it. But looking at this sandwich plate, gets bolted onto your block, this way around, with special hooks that goes there, comes back in, flows around, goes through a spiral, heads back this side, going through the cooler, comes back, heads through another spiral, and back into the block. So this does cause some back restriction for your oil flow to basically not, so you don't have any issues. So the way I try to do it doesn't work. Toyota, I think, over manufactured their oil pumps. Trying to flow oil pump, trying to push the pressure up on it, I think is a waste of time. I'll show you on the logs now where we are at. The next step, when the oil gets hot, so now we got oil pressure, but as soon as we get over 100 degrees on the oil, still the pressure drops. So I'm going to try and upgrade the oil. I am running Shell Helix Rimula oil at the moment, but yeah, as soon as it gets over to 100 degrees, we've got an issue. There's the oil running at the moment. Yeah, seems to be working, but in the long run, I'm going to go with liquid moly or full motor. Full motor is really a good oil. Used to, when I built motorbike engines, that was the go-to oil. Just full synthetic. You have to change the intervals a little bit, 5 or 6,000 kilometers, but at the end of the day, still magic oil. So next part on this will be part 3. We go to the logs and just show you what that looks like.